Stands with my obligatory post-game video blog after Saturday afternoon's game against Chivas USA, which saw Toronto FC, of course, draw the Goats from Los Angeles with a score of 1-1. I've got some quick hits on the game, and then, of course, I'm going to get to what everybody in TFC land has been talking about, which is, of course, what went down with Dwayne De Rosario on Friday, and I'll get to that in a few moments. First off the game, Alan Gordon, who ironically used to play for Chivas, to me looked our best player overall yesterday. I think he might be a pleasant surprise when it comes to all of the newcomers that Toronto FC is going to have on the roster this season. I thought he was our best player. I thought he was very strong. I thought he was very well motivated. Maybe that's got something to do with the fact that he used to play against Chivas USA. He scored a nice goal. He scored what should have been a second goal as well when we were singing the Danny Dicchio song in the 24th minute. Bang, he hit a header off the crossbar. And just before halftime, under somewhat controversial circumstances, I should say, now infamous MLS official Balderomo Toledo, who, by the way, is still the only official in the history of all the games I've seen at BMO Field that requires a police escort on and off the field. He's the only one I've ever seen that requires the local constabulary to protect him. I wonder why, Mr. Toledo. Anyway, he controversially disallowed a TFC goal late in the half, which would have made the game 2-1. A lot of newcomers were on the pitch, both Chani and Borman. Borman, the young defender, and Chani, the young Generation Adidas #2 draft pick from New York last season that we got, of course, in the D-Row trade on Friday, which I'll get to in a moment. Played. Borman played at fullback. Chani played in a central defensive midfield role. A little bit heavy on the ball, but had some decent touches. Stefanovic, the young player in from Torino in Italy via the Inter Milan youth system, again had some glimpses of tremendous skill and also some glimpses of a little bit of impatience and petulance, I think, all at the same time yesterday. I saw him make some wonderful plays with the ball at his feet, making the Chivas defenders look like idiots a couple of times as he was rushing down into the southeast corner of the field. On the other side, he looked very, very angry and irate with some of his teammates who didn't get the ball or didn't get the service to him that he felt he deserved. So I saw a little bit of both there. Again, the talent is definitely there in that young player. Maicon Santos, the captain, yesterday, again, probably could have won the game for TFC. He, and again, it's all over the message boards, really missed a sitter instead of passing it to the aforementioned Stefanovic, which could have won the game for TFC in the second half. He's been appointed the on-field captain along with Stefan Fry, the co-captain, and I'm going to do a blog about the choice of Maicon/Fry as the captains for TFC a little bit later on in the blog this week as we get ready for the next match. The next match is going to be a very stern test, isn't it? It's going to be against the San Jose Earthquakes late Saturday evening out on the West Coast. I think it's like a 10:30 start or something like that, so that means a pretty late night on Saturday. Anyway, I think obviously any away game, particularly an away game to an up-and-coming team like San Jose, is going to be a challenge. And anything from the game, I think at this point, especially with all the turnover and all the turmoil, is going to be a tremendous positive. And I'll, of course, have a preview along with what my colleague Scotty does on TFC Picks. If you haven't checked that out, our sister site, To View from the South Stand, Scotty does tremendous work both pre and post game, analyzing all of the numbers from the database that he's built on the site that you can definitely take a look at. So now let's get to the issue of the day, Dwayne De Rosario. Personally, I don't know if Dwayne's going to be watching this, but part of me is really sorry to see him go. On a personal level, I can tell you right now that I had the pleasure of meeting Dwayne in his time here with TFC at least 10 or 12 times, and each time he had a chance to talk to me, nothing but kind, warm, gracious, excuse me, professional person. Excuse me. And on that level, I think I'm going to be very personally sad to see him go. Without a doubt, obviously, he's been the best player on the field that Toronto FC has ever had in its short history as well. Excuse me, sorry about that. Should have had a water with me. Anyway, the goals, the assists, the production, they speak for themselves, and of course I'm going to thank him always for single-handedly taking the team on his back and winning us our first honor, which was the Montreal Miracle down in Saputo Stadium a couple of years ago when TFC won the Voyageurs Cup for the first time in that Miracle 6-1 game. But it's over. He's gone. He's with the New York Red Bulls, and he's not coming back, and TFC's had to move on. On Saturday in the Toronto Sun, again, a friend of mine, Gareth Wheeler, wrote this piece about the Di Rosario situation. He called it TFC Smoke and Mirrors. At least that's the kind of a quote from Dero. They say one thing and do another. In the article, Dwayne talked about all of the issues except for a few things like that, the check writing thing. He addressed the issue with going to Scotland. He addressed the circumstances under which he came to the team. He fleshed out to a certain degree what he felt were some of the promises and missteps that the team either broke or didn't take, respectively, when it comes to his situation. He actually also came out and said, quote, I never demanded a trade, I demanded a new contract. Yesterday, Aaron Vinter said essentially the complete opposite. He said that Dwayne, at some point between Saturday past and yesterday, between the Portland game and the Chivas game, Dwayne packed up, went home, and said, trade me. I'm done. Other rumors are coming out that the deal with New York has been on the perk for a while. It just took a while to get it done. In either respect, the deal is done. He's gone. And dare I say it, I think he had to go. The reality is this. Somewhere between this, which is Dwayne's version of events, and somewhere between what Aaron Vinter said yesterday in the after-game press conference lies the truth with what happened and what did not happen with Dwayne Di Rosario. At this point, arguing about it, fixating upon it, debating it, yelling about it, getting angry about it, is moot. It's irrelevant. Dwayne is no longer a Toronto FC player. I personally wish him well, as long as he doesn't come and do that chicken dance here in Toronto. If he does, I think he's going to get a lot of boos. If he comes back to Toronto, I hope he shows the level of class and grace that a current New York Red Bulls teammate, Mr. Carl Robinson, did when he came back and scored a goal here versus TFC last season. But Dwayne, your on-field performances are going to be missed. But with all due respect to you, sir, I think your off-field distractions are not going to be missed. So there you have it. That's it for the video blog this week. Of course, I'll have another one up on Sunday next after the game with San Jose next Saturday evening. You folks have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you on the blog later this week. Specifically, a couple of things I'm going to be writing about are the new flex packs that TFC has come out about. I've got a little scalper update for you, and I also want to go into more depth as well about the choice of Maicon Santos and Stephen Fry as captain, and finally about Aaron Vinter's decision to ban the media from the dressing room. So all of that's coming up on the blog this week. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in 7 days. Cheers.